What's up everyone, Ryan from Avatar Aquatics here, and today we're going to be collecting wild plants for our fish tanks. And the great thing about the wild plants is that they're usually adapted to your outside weather conditions, meaning that you can keep these in your ponds over the winter without a problem. So to start, we're just going to go down that trail over there, and there is a river just off in the distance over there. So we're going to start from this side over here. I hear some people off to the right, actually into the woods, some little kids playing. But over here, if I just turn around, we have this very, very beautiful, expansive water. And there's some ducks flying off into the distance on the far side to the left. But what I like about this spot is that you can go right down to the water. And the great thing about doing this in the middle of the winter, or when it's actually very cold, is that you don't get that many bugs or plants in your way. So if you're afraid of bugs and spiders like I am, there's a little less of these things in the surroundings right now. Now right off the bat, let me show you, I already see some Parrot's Feather. This is a very, very common plant around me, and it's very common in the aquarium industry too. So we can actually go ahead and take this out, and on the other side there's some more. Same thing with the Parrot's Feather on this side. You can actually see some immersed growth and submersed growth on this one. But if I actually were to just move down, and excuse the shaky camera, but move down here, you'll see some more Parrot's Feather. So this is definitely one of the more invasive species in my area. They aren't native, and the thing is with this plant is they can survive under the water during the winter, so they come back year after year. Look at that, guys. It is a frog. Now I don't know if I can go any more closer, but he is right there. Now to grab the Parrot's Feather, I'm going to have to go down here and then try to... Oh, the water is cold in here. There it is. He's coming over. And so I would go ahead and grab this. See if it'll focus. Beautiful plant here. Look at that. Go ahead and keep this here. Now over here I actually see some, I think it looks like either the immersed Parrot's Feather, which I don't really think so, or it could be something like Kabamba or foxtail. And I know Kabamba is actually pretty common here, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to get some of them. They're kind of far away, but hopefully I'll be fine because I brought my aquascaping tools. I'm going to go ahead and try to come over here, give it a nice little trim. I'm gonna fall into the water one day. And one more. There we go. Alright, so this is what they actually look like under the water. I still can't really tell what it is. We're gonna have to grow it a little bit and then ask my mentors or something like that. But here you go, let's put it into the shade of the phone. That is beautiful. And guys, look at this beautiful, beautiful moss. Just growing off, it's so soft, guys. It's growing off to the side of the water. Holy crap, it is so nice and green. Look at that. Holy crap, I am such a nerd. I'm geeking out over moss. There's a ripple right there, but the parameters are, hope you guys can see this, 0 nitrates, 0 nitrite, hardness somewhere around 50 parts per million, no chlorine, alkalinity around 20, and pH very low. It's pretty pristine water conditions here. As you can see, we got a little bit more Parrot's Feather on that side. They're just absolutely everywhere, all around. But one of the other things that you can do is you see all these dead leaves. If you just move them around like that, you can sometimes find more different plants underneath. And so if I were to pick this plant up and we take a look at it, this right here is a Ludwigia species. What happens is on the bottom you see these rounder leaves. That's obviously going to be the immersed growth when the plant is growing out of the water, and then as the water level rises or anything, or rain comes in, you get these leaves growing out. So this is a Ludwigia species, and we can go ahead and hold on to this. And then over here is another stem of Ludwigia. I'm going to try to sort of take this out from the bottom. Where'd it go? There he is. To show you guys, but oh man, let me wash it. There we go. Oh man, what a beautiful plant. Now these guys will perk up under the water, under our highlight CO2 high-tech conditions. As we just saw, we test the water, there's not really that many nutrients in the water here, so we just got to go ahead and put them into our tank after we clean them up, and I'll show you how I do it in just a moment. Really, I just wash it really well, and then they should perk up within a week or so. Here, over here is some more of the Ludwigia. I'm going to go ahead. There's a whole bunch of it down here. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. Look how big and beautiful this one is. Absolutely gorgeous. See the different leaf here versus ones at the top. Immersed, submerged. I'll go ahead and bring this back. Now this plant here is called Chara or Chara, and it is actually an algae. You can see it grows these little black dots on it. Those aren't parasites, part of the plant, and they're really good in jar terrariums or little pond ecospheres. They're really good at that. They suck up all the nutrients. They're very, very low demand, low light, low care plants. I'm gonna keep one of this. But wow, I just wanted to reiterate, once again, I'm blown away by how beautiful the nature is around me, just like right next to my house. Okay, it's not really right next to it, but it's very close. But just like looking down, you see all these sorts of fish moving around, and I could just sit here and study, read a book for an entire afternoon. I love it here. And the way, look at that, look how clean that water is. Absolutely nothing floating on it. You could see the reflection of the trees. You can see the way the sunlight kind of glances off those trees as the sun is setting, and it just makes this really, really beautiful fall, winter color. I love it. But there's one more thing that I want to do before I leave. Let me see if I could show the camera here. Got some nice mosquito fish. And go ahead. I don't want to keep these guys, so I'm gonna just go ahead and toss them back. Gross, but mosquito fish. And that looks like a snail next to it. These are the males. The females are much, much bigger. Look at that. Toss them back in. Let's see if we got any more. Right there in front of the camera. Beautiful little fish. Here's another close-up of these little fish. Oh, I actually got a little frog. Can y'all find him? He jumped away. He is right there. See him? The fish are actually one right there, and 2, 3, and 4 today. I'll go ahead and put these back in the water now. I don't want them out of the water for too long if we're not keeping them. All right, guys, so it's actually getting kind of dark. You can't really tell with the way the camera is, but I'm gonna start heading home now. We've had a long day. We had a whole couple of plants to prepare, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash them really well under tap water and then soak them under tap water. Don't dechlorinate, so the little bit of chlorine in there can kill any sort of bad hitchhikers on here, but I'm going to soak them for a day in tap water and then inspect really, really well to make sure I got nothing bad on them. So we'll go back and then I will show you guys what they look like in about a week or so.